Husband of Texas teacher fired for defending pedophiles in class and calling them minor attracted people, MAPS, says she was taken completely out of context. She added, so don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old. Yeah, I'm going to be judging anybody any way I want to. That's my personal right. You're not the thought police. And I'm especially going to be judging people who want to have sex with a 5-year-old, because that's 100% wrong. It's from the Daily Mail. Now, before we dive into this article, thank you all for stopping by and supporting my work. I do appreciate it. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed, and please watch the video to the very end. That does seem to help the algorithm more than anything. The husband of a Texas teacher who was fired earlier this month after she defended pedophilia in class has said she was an exemplary teacher who was taken completely out of context. Oh, really? Amber Parker, 53, taught English at Franklin High School in El Paso until she was sacked after making the comments in class, which were captured on video and subsequently shared to social media. During the 18-second long clip that was posted on TikTok, the teacher can be heard telling students, stop calling them that. You're not allowed to label people like that. Stop it, Diego. We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MAPS, minor attracted persons. So don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old. Yeah, you know, pedophilia or pedophile, pederast, there's a difference between pedophile and pederast. But the thing is, those were the nice words. This whole political correctness, this political correct speech, this speech policing, it never ends. MAPS is eventually going to become the thing that, oh yeah, we can't call them that. Can't call them MAPS. That's mean. That's cruel. It used to be, we used to call everybody fat. Then it was overweight, and now we call them obese. And overweight is considered impolite. It's a constantly moving goalpost. So these words are not bad. It's just the people out there in the world that are bad. The term minor attracted persons allows people to escape the stigma attached to the word. Oh yeah, that's what it does. It allows them to escape the stigma attached to pedophile. This is why the goalpost always has to be changing, because people stigmatize these words after they become popular in usage. The clip was recorded during a class discussion on The Crucible, and some of her students said she was not expressing her own views, but rather discussing provocative opinions. Okay. Jason Parker, her husband of 30 years, said they were left shaken by the fallout. We were shaken to the core about these accusations, he wrote on Facebook. It is both scary and disturbing that an edited 18-second clip could destroy a 30-year career when taken completely out of context. Yeah, I know, just awful, isn't it? I mean, here she is. Amber Parker, 53, who taught English at Franklin High School in El Paso, was fired for telling students, don't judge people for wanting to have sex with 5-year-olds, and asking them to call pedophiles minor attracted persons. Oh, what is this here? We have the clip. Why don't we take a listen and see if it sounds like she was just trying to push people's preconceived notions?
Stop calling them that. You're not allowed to label people like that.
What?
Stop it, Diego.
Yeah, no,
We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MAPS, minor attracted persons.
No.
So don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old.
Seems pretty black and white to me, open and shut. I think that she's guilty of trying to push her opinions on other people. She is holding 5-year-olds. That looks... Jason Parker said that his wife was dedicated to her students and condemned the decision to fire her. He said it was misguided. Of course he said that. She is exemplary as a teacher and truly cares about the students, he said. Needless to say, we have spent many sleepless nights because of this cruel release to social media of the 18 seconds. Parker wrote in response to a Facebook post by Daniel Call, vice president of the El Paso Independent School District Board, who said the video was lacking context. Update on my last post: after hearing from some of the students that were in the class, including my own nephew, I believe now that the teacher that appeared to be promoting and normalizing pedophilia was pretending to advocate a position she didn't actually believe in order to challenge the students in preparation for them reading The Crucible. The video that many of us saw was missing this important context. I regret the negative attention that this situation has brought on this teacher and wish her well. I'm told she is a great educator. Jason Parker continued to... We pray that you and the rest of the board will see this for what it is and not allow and edited, I think it's supposed to be an edited video destroy an innocent woman, her career, and her family in the process. Okay. But Call later deleted the post, commenting, My opinion about the situation changed once I was briefed by the district in closed session regarding the results of their investigation. Okay, we'll go broke. There are facets of the situation that are not public knowledge. Amber Parker has not responded. The school district was immediately informed of the incident, which occurred at the end of August, and an investigation was launched, initially leading to Parker's suspension. El Paso's Independent School District Board of Trustees unanimously voted to fire Parker following her controversial remarks. Liz Rodriguez, communications officer for the school district, said after a thorough investigation was conducted in September 6th, 2022, the Board of Trustees approved a decision to notify a Franklin High School teacher of proposed termination. Any allegation of potential misconduct is investigated thoroughly, and the safety of our students is a top priority. Some students and parents were quick to defend the teacher, who believed that the clip did not represent Parker's beliefs and the conversation that was taken out of context, but others condemned her for her words. Look, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I can't read minds, but it sounds to me like she's defending pedos. And you don't do that. That we all agree, even a lot of pedos agree, that what they do is wrong. So, and moving past these pictures, Ryan, whatever, a junior at Franklin High School, told Fox 17, maybe that's Rianne, because it's a girl. Who knows these days, right? She was expressing how it was ridiculous how we, society, might not be able to call people pedos. That we, society, will probably have to start calling them MAPS because it can be offensive to them. The class agreed. Parker, a married mother of 5 children and 2 grandchildren, was identified by the Teachers Association as the woman on the recording. The Daily Mail reached out to Parker. She claimed she was not legally allowed to comment at this time. Norma De La Rosa, the El Paso Teachers Association president, said she is disappointed and angry that the decision to terminate Parker was approved so quickly. The school board had recommended Parker's suspension without pay or end-of-term termination of the 2022-2023 probationary employment contract. Parker has the ability to appeal the decision. Oh, this person looks very intelligent. Former Old Dominion University professor Alan Walker. Alan is a boy's name. Now, it looks like a girl trying to pass herself off as a boy, who was forced to resign last year after she defended pedos by saying society should call them minor attracted persons, has been hired by Johns Hopkins Center aimed at preventing child S abuse. You figure out what the S means. Parker isn't the only educator to use the term minor attracted persons. In 2020, a transgender Old Dominion professor was forced to resign after she defended pedos by saying society should refer to them as minor attracted persons. Miss Walker, 34, was later hired by Johns Hopkins University as a postdoctoral fellow for the Baltimore School at a center aimed at preventing child S abuse. The center, created in 2012, describes itself on its website as a research center that creates, through rigorous science, a public health approach to preventing child S abuse. Walker, who uses she/her pronouns because she is a she/her, was forced out of Virginia's Old Dominion University in November 2019 after more than 15,000 outraged onlookers signed a petition to have her removed for the contentious remarks. The professor later expanded on those comments in the 2021 book, Long Dark Shadow, Minor Attracted People. In the book, Walker attempts to destigmatize pedos and encourages people to refer to them as minor attracted persons, asserting they should not be ostracized for their urges, which Walker says cannot be helped. Yeah. So if you have somebody who was like seriously abused as a child and then just grows up into an adult and cannot keep from assaulting and killing people, just the urges are just overpowering and the person cannot control those urges, we should just let them into society. It's fine. That's fine. We want them running around killing people. Part of the reason we ostracize people is to keep others safe, right? That's why we put people in prison, so that the rest of us can be safe while they rehabilitate themselves. It's not about going, oh, you know what, we should just send them to community college where they can be around other people, where they can assault them and hurt them and rob them, etc. Other contentious claims made by the professor, who possesses a doctorate in criminal justice, in the book include suggestions that pedos should also be provided with childlike sex dolls to satisfy their urges, and that the sex crime was not immoral. Yeah, it's not immoral. The story I'm going to tell you right now was a man who forced himself onto a 10-year-old girl so violently that he ripped her front to back and tore a hole through her interior so that her intestines were poking out into her reproductive organs. And you're telling me this isn't immoral? No, it's fine. It's fine. Not hurting anything. While promoting the publication, Walker said, a lot of people, when they hear the word pedo, they automatically assume that means sex offender. That isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions. So some pedos might not even attempt to, touch little kids. I don't want them to have the opportunity ever. Problem solved. They believe pedos don't choose who to be attracted to, so it shouldn't be considered immoral. I don't choose to be able to digest meat, but vegans think I'm immoral because I can. You tell me. The professor further said pedos should be offered help and aren't destined to act on physical urges. Okay? I don't want to give them the opportunity. Problem solved. There's ways to solve problems in this world, If the problem is, hey, look, this person over here has an incurable disease and they can spread it to the rest of us, well, maybe we just have to make sure that person doesn't come in contact with anybody else. I'm sorry, it's unfortunate you didn't choose to have this incurable disease that you can spread to everybody else, but you do. So, it's like you don't go around having sex with people who have AIDS. We shouldn't judge them. It's not immoral for them to have that disease. Well, it wasn't their fault. They got it. It was a botched blood transfusion. So, they got it from that. So now what are you going to do? You're just going to not have sex with those people? How? That's so wrong. It's not immoral. They didn't get it from immoral reasons. Look, I don't care why they got it. I just don't want to have sex with people who have AIDS. What the hell's wrong with you people? Walker was also panned for remarks that she made in a November interview where she urged people can be attracted to children without acting on their impulses. She defended using the term minor attracted persons to describe the phenomenon. It's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedo. A lot of people, when they hear the term pedo, they automatically assume that it means an offender, and that isn't true. It leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions towards minors. The remarks quickly inspired outrage among students who said this Walker person was using a blanket term for pedo and was an apologist for criminals. Yep. The university's Town Trans Advisory Board released a statement to call Walker's remarks reprehensible, damaging to victims of this crime, and not reflective of the views of the trans community at large. The backlash spurred school brass to place Walker on leave, saying it was for their own safety. The petition was then drafted by students calling for Walker's nixing, which along with fierce protests on the Virginia school's campus. Following the announcement of Walker's firing, they said in a statement, "I want to be clear. Child abuse is an inexcusable crime. As an assistant professor of sociology and criminal justice, the goal of my research is to prevent crime," Walker asserted. Yeah, it's not. No, I've explained to you thoroughly, you dear listener, dear viewer, that how she's not trying to prevent crime. I embarked on this research in hopes of gaining understanding of a group that previously has not been studied in order to identify ways to protect children. But you're not. You're saying they should be allowed to be part of civilization. They should be allowed to be a part of civilized society. Let's see some comments down here. Out of context is the lamest excuse to come out of the 20th century. Okay. I guess. I've been accused of things out of context, and then when it's explained in full context. Yeah, they said I was saying XYZ when if you put it in the full context, yeah, I said those things, but that's not what they meant. So that's not a lame excuse necessarily. Get her out of the classroom forever, sick person. Yep. Please tell us what the real context was. Yeah. Well, the real context was that she was trying to prepare the students for the crucible, which could be traumatic to them, I guess. She wasn't fired for what she said. She was fired for getting caught saying it. Yeah. Okay, I can view all. Boom, view all. Is there anything good in these comments? It's not really great, what I've seen so far. It sounds like she was taken very much in context. Yeah, it sounds like it to me too. That's one of the things that you have to be careful of when you're talking about this. You never want to defend hurting kids. There's no justification for an adult to bring this activity to a child. There's no justification for it. So I'm sorry if you agree with this vile, disgusting individual down here, Walker, who seems to think that it does not have a gender. If you don't have a gender, you're called an it. That's how it works. That's how English works. I'm sorry if you want to go, oh no, I'm gender neutral. Nope, you're an it. You don't get to choose some fancy other pronoun, even if it's they. Yeah, you can't justify that. So homeschool your kids. The solution is to homeschool. If you have children out there, please get them out of public schools, homeschool them, teach them right from wrong, and obviously teach them not to touch children this way. It's horrifying. I've known plenty of people who've gone through this. And a lot of them have a lot of problems. So a lot of problems they would not otherwise have if they hadn't been mistreated in this way. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and share. I will see you in the next video.